Hey, me again. Real quick, I want to say thank you so much for the support on the trace rifle video yesterday. I didn't know so many of you guys fucks with trace rifles like that. Now today, we're gonna be talking about a pretty good butter knife. I'm serious. It's this bad boy right here, and we're about to reshape it. Now, I guess you could say this is a weapon I'm a little bit late to the party on, but I still at least want to cover it nonetheless. I think the best combo to go with would be like overflow and definitely close to melee. This is definitely the best glaive perk in the game by far. This is basically an infinite damage buff that you get by killing an enemy with the glaive projectile, and it will never fall off as long as you are just continuously doing damage with your glaive. Went ahead and gave it the increased range, and then lightweight emitter, and then accurized rounds. Unfortunately, no gold border for this weapon. I don't feel like the close to melee enhance is worth it. It just gives you increased duration, which we already talked about. It won't even fall off as long as you're doing damage with it in the first place, so I feel like that's kind of irrelevant. Now, I've never been the biggest fan of glaives. In order for me to ever even consider using one in my loadout, it's really got to be strong in its purpose, bro. Now, luckily, this one is very unique. Let's go ahead and just pull up the perks real quick. In the third column, we do have other things like Genesis, Shot Swap, Tilting at Windmills, Overflow, Immovable Object, Demolitionist, and Pugilist, okay? Now, I'm always a fan of Demolitionist, don't get me wrong. Then in column 4, we got things like Surrounded, Harmony, Impulse Amplifier, Incandescent, the new perk Close to Melee, Unstoppable Force, and then to round it out, we have things like Wellspring, okay? Now, the main reason why I'm mentioning this glaive is because of the perk in column 4, Close to Melee. As we talked about it earlier in the video, it's basically a free damage buff that you get for your glaive. And then, you know, you can stack that with some sort of other exotic. Centos Steps, for example, that's what we're using in the background. It's like, okay, that's more melee damage. Then you go ahead and just throw a tractor cannon on your back, and now you got a 30% debuff. So now you're actually kind of cooking. And because it's a glaive, you can melee very, very fast. And that damage buff ain't going to be coming off, bro. As long as you're whipping your butter knife around like you're supposed to, poking them about, giving them your best Whitebeard impersonation, then you'll see this glaive can actually put in some work, okay? Now, if you're asking, is this a weapon that you can live without? Of course, 1,000,000%. Totally is, bro. There are other guns to go ahead and prioritize, get your daily deep sights uses out of first before ever even using this one. But hear me out, especially if you're a Titan main, this butter knife ain't no slouch. Now, of course, if you don't want to use close to melee, you could use something like Incandescent or maybe even Surrounded. Immovable Object and Unstoppable Force is always a pretty solid combo. However, me personally, I really like Enhanced Overflow in the third column, bro. It ignores reloading so much, and that can definitely be a thing that can make using glaives kind of annoying, is how slow their reload can be. But overall, I definitely enjoy using this glaive, and I don't feel like I'm crippling myself by using it. Of course, it's not going to work in every scenario, but in the spots where it can shine, it definitely does succeed pretty well. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts and opinions if you used this glaive before. See you on the next one. Y'all be safe.